Two-thirds majority twist. Next, government calls it reforms. Opposition flags ulterior motive via delimitation link. New twist in Bengal SIR row, 34 lakh appeals after 60 lakh objections. SC invokes Article 142, sets April 21st and 27 deadlines for tribunals. SC makes it clear, only approved voters can vote. And now headlines. Pete Hegseth warns Iran, announces indefinite blockade on all ships to Iranian ports, tells Iran, choose wisely, we are watching you. Congress suspends 5 Haryana MLAs for cross-voting in Rajya Sabha polls. Suspension follows show cause notice over disciplinary issues. TVK Chief Vijay unveils party's manifesto for upcoming polls, guarantees world-class education and assures to make Tamil Nadu drug-free. Row erupts over Kerala Chief Minister post. KC Venugopal says that leaders are free to express their views, but adds fate will be decided internally by party after the election results on 4th May. Lenskart clarifies after backlash over dress code. Co-founder and CEO Piyush Bansal clarifies the policy document was inaccurate and didn't reflect the company's present guidelines. The Women's Reservation Bill has triggered a major political face-off in Parliament. What started as a push for 33% quota has now expanded into a larger debate over delimitation and the proposed increase in Lok Sabha seats. The government calls it a structural reform to ensure fair representation, while the opposition alleges an attempt to reshape electoral balance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has strongly defended the Women's Reservation Bill, calling it a historic and transformative step in India's democratic journey. Addressing the Lok Sabha, the Prime Minister said that this is not just a policy decision, but a long overdue correction that should have been implemented decades ago. He emphasized that empowering women in legislatures will bring a new dimension to governance and policy making, strengthening the foundation of what he described as the world's largest democracy. The Prime Minister also made a clear appeal to all political parties to rise above differences and support the bill, urging them not to give the issue a political color. Here is what the Prime Minister said in the House.
21वीं सदी में भारत एक नए आत्मविश्वास के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। विश्व में भी आज भारत की स्वीकृति हम सब महसूस कर रहे हैं और ये हम सबके लिए गौरव का पल है। एक समय हमारे पास आया है और इस समय को हमने एक विकसित भारत के संकल्प के साथ जोड़ा है। हम चाहते हैं कि विकसित भारत जिसके नीति निर्धारण में साच अर्थ में सबका साथ सबका विकास का मंत्र समाहित हो, देश की 50% जनसंख्या नीति निर्धारण का हिस्सा बने, ये समय की मांग है। जिन लोगों को इसमें राजनीति की बू आ रही है, मैं चाहूंगा कि वो खुद के परिणामों को पिछले 30 साल में देख ले। फायदा उनका भी इसी में रास्ता दिखाता हूं। इसी में फायदा है कि जो नुकसान हो रहा है उससे बच जाओगे। और इसलिए मैं समझता हूं कि इसको राजनीतिक रंग देने की जरूरत नहीं है। आज से 25 साल 30 साल पहले जिसने भी विरोध किया तो विरोध राजनीतिक सतह से नीचे नहीं गया था। आज ऐसा समझने की गलती मत करना। 30 साल पहले वो शांत रहती थी, बोलती नहीं थी, समझती थी, बोलती नहीं थी। आज वो वोकल है। जो आज विरोध करेंगे उसको लंबे समय तक कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी। महिलाओं को मिलने वाले इस अधिकार का जिसने विरोध किया है, जिसने विरोध किया है, देश की महिलाओं ने उन्हें माफ नहीं किया है।
While supporting the idea of women's reservation, the opposition has mounted a sharp and coordinated attack on the government's approach to implementation. Their primary concern is the linking of the quota with delimitation and the proposed expansion of Lok Sabha seats. Opposition leaders argue that the government is effectively postponing the benefits of reservation by making it conditional on a future census and delimitation exercise. They have also raised serious questions about the basis for the proposed increase in seats, calling it arbitrary and politically driven. There is also a broader concern being flagged about the impact of delimitation on federal balance, with southern states fearing a loss of representation despite better population control. Here is how the opposition is framing its argument inside Parliament.
2018 में आदरणीय श्री राहुल गांधी जी ने मोदी जी को एक पत्र लिखा और उस पत्र में उन्होंने कहा कि ये महिला का जो आरक्षण है ये 2019 तक लागू हो जाना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ आकर प्रधानमंत्री जी राहुल जी का मजाक तो बना लेते हैं, लेकिन घर जाके उनकी बातों पर गौर करते हैं। वैसे आज प्रधानमंत्री जी की बातों से ये लगा कि भाजपा ही महिला आरक्षण के चैंपियन, प्रस्तावक और सबसे बड़े समर्थक रहे हैं। इनके पूरे भाषण में यही बात थी, जबकि ये कह रहे थे कि इन्हें इसका श्रेय नहीं चाहिए। कोई भी महिला आपको बता देगी कि बार बार बहकाने वाले पुरुषों को महिलाएं झट से पहचान लेती हैं। थोड़ी सावधानी बरत लीजिए। वे राजनीति की बू जिसका जिक्र प्रधानमंत्री महोदय ने किया, वे राजनीति की बू इसमें पूरी तरह से घुली हुई है। दरअसल इसी सरकार ने महिला आरक्षण का जो विधेयक सर्वसहमति से 2023 में पारित कराया था, उसमें दो चीजें थी जो इस विधेयक में नहीं है। उसमें लिखा था कि इसे लागू करने से पहले नई जनगणना और परसीमन कराई जाएगी। अब अचानक क्या हो गया? मन बदल गया। वही सरकार पुराने आंकड़ों के आधार पर क्यों आगे बढ़ना चाह रही है और इतनी जल्दबाजी क्यों?
भाजपा अपना नारी का नारा बनाना चाहती है और बदलने की कोशिश कर रही है। जिन्होंने नारी को अपने संगठन में नहीं रखा, उनके मान सम्मान के लिए कैसे रखेंगे? और अगर ये बात गलत है, अध्यक्ष महोदय, जिस पेरेंटल संगठन से आप निकले हैं, उसमें मान सम्मान के लिए संगठन में कितनी नारी हैं ये बता दें आप। आपको जल्दीबाजी क्यों है महिला विधेयक के पक्ष में? आप जनगणना क्यों नहीं कराना चाहते? ये अध्यक्ष महोदय, सेंसस ये इसलिए नहीं करना चाहते हैं कि जैसे ही जनगणना होगी हम सब लोग जातीय गणना मांगेंगे, जातीय गणना होगी तो हम आरक्षण मांगेंगे, इसीलिए आप लोग धोखा देकर के आना चाहते हैं।
आप जो ये बिल में आप जो ये संख्या लाए हो क्लॉज 3 में कि आर्टिकल 81 ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में संशोधन आना चाहिए कि 815 मेंबर्स आने चाहिए, कहां से आया ये संख्या किसने निर्धारित किया? सरकार। और इसीलिए तो हम इस बिल का विरोध कर रहे हैं कि आज सरकार अपने आप, जो संविधान में लिखा हुआ है कि जो अगला सेंसस होगा 2026, उसके बाद डिलिमिटेशन होगा, आज सरकार ने वो संविधान का पूरा आर्टिकल 81 को खत्म करके खुद अपने आप को ताकत दे रहा है कि नहीं, सेंसस के लिए नहीं हमको रुकना, और अपने आप हमने चुन लिया कि 815 करना है। ये संख्या कहां से आया?
So there are multiple issues here. Is this debate that is happening in Parliament about delimitation? Is this about women reservation bill? Is it about setting the agenda? Is it about creating a constituency of women cutting across caste, class and religion by Bharatiya Janata Party? Or is it by leadership of the Congress of the entire opposition bloc? This debate has multiple aspects. Today I am joined by Anuja Kapoor, spokesperson BJP, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson Congress Party, Ijja Yadav, spokesperson RJD, Dr. Nimi Rastogi, spokesperson AAP, and Brijesh Pandey, input editor of News9. Thank you all of you for joining me. Let me go to Dr. Pooja Tripathi first. Dr. Tripathi, there are a lot of pros and cons of the bill, but sometimes people say that for the benefit of the larger good, certain other issues can be set aside. Why has delimitation become such a big issue that it has the potential of derailing the entire women's reservation bill? To you.
So I think you introduced the whole, plethora of issues related to the reservation very aptly in your opening line when you said there are 2 or 3 or multiple bills that are being introduced in the parliament. Having a women reservation umbrella to introduce delimitation is actually very anti-constitutional and anti-equal. When I say there's an antithesis to the formula of equality. You wanted to empower women. You wanted to bring in women reservation. You should have implemented it without any if and without any but. Why should women reservation be linked to an exercise called delimitation, which is a completely different exercise altogether? And why should women reservation be at the mercy of political negotiations, political boundaries, and those holding power centers? Where does this number of 850 come from? 850 comes from because those at power don't want to let go of their power. But when opposition is saying get the women reservation in the existing 543 setup, you're saying no. First you said we'll have a census, then delimitation, then you took a U-turn, now you have brought in a new bill. That's what I'm saying, that if your intention was right, if you wanted to have just an equal representation, also just an equal representations to the sections of the women, SC, ST and also OBC that have structural barriers in entering public life, you could have delinked to delimitation. Delimitation is a completely different exercise. And today I was listening to Prime Minister Modi ji. For the first time, he talks about bipartisanship. He talks about every party was consulted, and no party knows when it was consulted, because Kharge ji wrote 3 times that let this be called, and after the elections are over on April 29th, you didn't hear it. You didn't have a formal and an informal discussion with any state government that had the fear of being underrepresented after the whole delimitation exercise is being carried out. You didn't do that. And now you say कि हम एक blank check दे देते हैं, you can take the credit all you want. What is this whole party? It's not a binary कि आप oppose करो bill को या आप support करो bill को. We are saying delink it with delimitation. Don't get your nefarious intention of redrawing the political map of the country according to your convenience.
Let me take, Dr. Tripathi, let me take opening comments from everyone. Anuja, to you. Your opening comments, ma'am. Can you please unmute yourself, madam?
Yeah, Jai Shri Ram, Kartikeya, and to everyone. I don't understand what is the problem with the opposition where the Congress is taking the lead of going under delimitation, meaning, as rightly spoken by Modi ji, he has said that it is about Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas. Weren't we the ones who talked about triple talaq? Were we the ones who talked about Shah Bano when they were the ones who totally put it on the another flip with the Supreme Court? We have not only spoken, we have given the grassroots and we have given the stage of performer to all the women. Nari Shakti was never a name. It is a performance. It is a performance of the women who have been trying to come. It is a woman like me and all the panels who are sitting here. Why it is called as delimitation? Because it gives the wings to all the women on the ground. Modi ji has clearly said, and he has said that, I give an assurance of fairness. He guaranteed no discrimination in implementation, no justice to any group. Existing representation will be balancing, there will be no harm to the given all MPs. You know what's happening, Kartikeya? They are trying to give away their seats. Now they're trying to give away their seats. This bill right now is the implementation bill. It is an amended bill of 2023. We are moving forward, not going backwards. When they say that nobody, they didn't have a talk with any party, sir, we all have done it in 2023. You have given your consent. What is to talk about? We all had a talk with each and everyone. And then only this thing has been passed. It is the implementation time. When you implement, do you see when it has to be implemented? It has to be implemented when it has to be implemented. One thing which I am very clear of, opposition is not with the women. They want to take the credit, as Modi ji has said. You can take the blank check, or you can take the Hindus wherever in the morning paper. We will give your credit name. People were doing the slogan of Rajiv Gandhi ji zinda rahe, aise something. I don't know what they were talking about. Why bringing the person who has already done it? We have taken that lead forward. We never said that we are taking the credit. We said we are taking the lead of Rajiv Gandhi ji forward. Are you not with Rajiv Gandhi ji? What is happening? Are you not with Rajiv Gandhi ji? The consent, the intent, the political will, we have always said, is with Modi ji. Please stand with all the women. We have told you nothing is going to go away. We have not only discussing, we are going to discuss for, as we talked about, 12 hours. Tomorrow in the evening, it is going to be talking about, who said, have you ever seen Om Birla ji stopping anybody?
Okay.
We are talking in lengths.
That is debatable, but yeah, you have made your opening comment, because then I'll come to certain specifics. I'll come to certain issues on delimitation, madam. I'll come to certain issues of women politics around women that has changed our political landscape in the last 15, 20 years. And most important of all, I'll come to the larger issue of the effect it is happening in context of North-South divide, and one party saying that the OBC representation should also be there. Let me straight away go to the AAP spokesperson, Dr. Nimi Rastogi. Madam, your opening comments.
Kartike, I want to tell you that Aam Aadmi Party is a very progressive party. So first question we asked, why 33%, why not 50%? Number two, why was it not implemented from 2024 elections if it was to be the referral mark of 2011 census? Third, why are you adding complexities after complexities, going in a U-turn manner and making it even more difficult and painting opposition in poor light, where entire opposition in principle, including Aam Aadmi Party, is in support, because nobody in the right frame of mind will object to it or will cause it anything else than excellent bill. But the details, devil lies in the details. The detailing of Bharatiya Janata Party is only and only to give them the credit, just to, let them shine in the glory of having introduced it, implemented, etc. So it's all about perception, it's all about narrative, it's all about optics, whereas there are so many layers of complexities that they are not willing to listen to while implementing it.
Okay. Ijja Yadav, a spokesperson RJD, madam, your opening comments. Thank you being so patiently listening to all my...
Thank you. I was just listening to what our BJP spokesperson had to say. My God, such big words and phrases used. Political will, larger issues and whatnot. Where is the political with the BJP leaders? Are they actually interested for women reservation 33%? No. In 2023, we said, if your intentions are fair, if you're clear about implementing 33% women reservation, why not now? Had the bill been passed as of now in 2024 elections, just imagine the number of women that would have been sitting in parliament. But no, that time it was the delimitation. What is the point of linking? Again, the same thing, linking delimitation with women reservation. You talk about the larger issue. What is the larger issue? You are not talking about social justice. You talk about reservation, but until and unless there's quota within quota, where will there be social justice for women? Will there not be reserved seats? I mean, we have in India, there are so many castes, the people who are not privileged. I mean, what about those castes? We have reserved constituencies now, but when we talk about women reservation, don't you think there should be reserved constituencies according to SC, ST, other backward classes? Yeah, if we talk about issue,
I don't want to stop you, but Constitution says that the reservation is only in Parliament is for the list which is called the scheduled list of SC and the scheduled list of scheduled tribe. There is no other scheduled list, because that emanates from the Pune Pact. Which happened before our independence, when Ambedkar was pressing for separate electorate, and Gandhiji did an unshan, and then this entire seat of extending specific seats for SC and specific seats for ST happened. And that consensus was incorporated in Act of 1935 and in our constitution. It has never been broken, and no other caste except SC and ST has been incorporated. So other backward castes are not part of it, madam. That's not the constitutional remit.
Okay, let's continue further. Next important thing is, how are you going to go around about the reservation process? First, you ignored the census of 2011. You said that was not important to you. Now you're talking about delimitation and census as well. So if your intentions are clear, if you actually want to bring women reservation 33%, and now you go back to 2011 census. So I feel, not personally, I mean, it is as if the government is utterly confused. You have elections in 2 states, Tamil Nadu and Bengal. So it is not women reservation now. It is actually the election, the result of the 2 states, of those 2 states. One minute.
Let's go on. I'll come to you again.
Just one more line. We recently just finished the budget session last month. Why didn't we hold any discussion on women reservation then? Now, because it's election time, winning is the factor, luring is the factor, so the intentions are not very clear. So the intentions are not very clear. It is actually the election of the 2 states that they are more worried about.
You have read my graphics, the arguments for and arguments against, which I have prepared for my viewers. Let me go to our input editor, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, let's set this in perspective. When we decided to debate this issue, we said that a couple of things that are happening. One is BJP trying to create a sort of a large constituency which is women, which cuts across caste, class and religion, which Nitish did, which even Jayalalitha succeeded in Tamil Nadu, women cutting across castes, religion, class for voting for her. Is that one? Secondly, we discussed timing of it. A lot of people were saying it's West Bengal election. Some people said the agenda setting. Some people said 2029. So my question is twofold here, and then I open it for discussion. One, why did they choose this time, right now? And when they do not have numbers in the House, because it's a constitutional amendment, if you look at the distance, it's more than 70 seats. Why are they taking such a risk?
Well, I think, why right now would be the obvious answer, because elections are happening in 2 states, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu. The party says that there have been elections in 3 other states. This could have easily been done 10 days later. And more importantly, like in 2023, when the Women Reservation Bill was passed unanimously, an all-party meeting could have been done, and, all apprehensions which of, the southern states and various other political parties, like Samajwadi Party said, that you don't want to get new census done because you don't want to get the real picture of OBCs and then give them reservations accordingly. And the Congress has its own, apprehensions. So I think all of this could have easily been, the fears could have been allayed, and it could have resulted in the kind of unanimity which we saw in 2023. So of course, I mean, the government works, politics is there, whether the party admits it or not, it is always there. The second part, I would say that, the government today tried to allay the fear that, the Prime Minister, if you look at what the Prime Minister said, and later on in response to Priyanka Gandhi, when Home Minister was talking about, they laid a great degree of emphasis on one thing, saying that, that nobody will be discriminated against, that no state will be discriminated against about the number of seats which they will get. And we want to assure you, Prime Minister said at least 3-4 times that I give you a personal guarantee that nothing of that sort is happening. And the Home Minister also, in a response to Priyanka Gandhi's, speech inside the Parliament, also laid, maximum emphasis about the number of seats which will rise in Tamil Nadu and all. But I think, the opposition is worried that the linking of delimitation with the Women Reservation Bill is what is getting the vote of the opposition. And this is one issue, like, if the government wanted this to be passed, it could have easily delinked with the delimitation.
Let me put this in perspective, then I open. Do you think that the government is trying to set this as an agenda? Rajiv Gandhi tried doing it, but then the entire Mandal and the Ram issue took place, so it didn't materialize into any.
The Prime Minister answered your question. The Prime Minister answered your question in the Parliament. When he said, when he made this decision, the bite which we played also, when he said that if people go vote against this this bill, then the women of this country will not forgive them. So I think, that particular soundbite of the Prime Minister answers your question.
Okay, let me straight away ask this question to Dr. Pooja Tripathi. Brass tacks, is it about delimitation, or is it about that the party is worried that the BJP may be setting an agenda for next 2 years, because they have realized that the Mandal 2.0 version, which is consolidation of the smaller, or I would say leaner, other backward caste combination that made them succeed in places like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, has run its course. So that's the next set. Pooja. Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm sorry. Kartikeya, of course the government is running on an agenda. You know, when I say why can't we shift up, why are we shifting away from the question of representation into the terrain of political bargaining that we have said. Amit Shah ji very tactfully explained it in response to Priyanka Gandhi's statement in Lok Sabha ki ye seat badhegi at 23.67% से 23.97. But he forgot to mention that the North Indian states का क्या होगा? क्या North Indian states का भी उसी representation में पड़ेगा जो 0.3% Southern states का पड़ेगा? He forgot to mention that. And coming on to Prime Minister, he said कि इस वर्ग और उस वर्ग की बात, we are talking about an injustice meted out to not just southern state, to the northeastern states, the states who have lesser representation in the Lok Sabha. And he said कि technical बहानेबाजी नहीं चलेगी. You are actually trying to redraw the political map of India, and without any equal and fair representation to, I'm again repeating, women from that social class who have natural barriers to enter the public life, and there is no mention of quota within quota. There is no mention of the delimitation details. 48
but there is a quota within quota. There is a quota within. You cannot have a quota within quota. I mean to say there has to be quota, SC, ST. It's impossible.
We are talking about OBC, and then again,
but OBC quota, Dr. Tripathi, there is no OBC quota when it comes to the parliament. I mean, so that's the point I'm trying to make. There is no
2026 census, the census exercise, Amit Shah ji again repeated in the parliament, has already started, is digital, and the results would be out in 2027. You know, the claim is that the caste, the socio-economic caste census would be out too. So why not wait for the results? Because you have answered in the
parliament.
Are
you saying that Congress wants OBC quota in the parliament with ST and SC?
Exactly. We want quota within the quota. We want the quota caste numbers to Kartikeya, and that's what we have been demanding from day one. And government has finally agreed in 2024.
But Pooja, if the caste okay, let me be the devil's advocate. If caste becomes the sole arbiter of who gets to be in the parliament, then how can the representation be free? Then it gets fixed.
Representation is not free. Representation should be fair according to the numbers.
Then it gets fixed.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not free, Kartikeya. It should be fair. And that's why when you are actually indulging in a census exercise, the results will be out in 2027. And you have accepted in parliament that 2011 numbers are post-dated check, and 10 lakh people are out of the welfare schemes. So why not wait for that? Why this whole, haste and hurry during the elections, when 42 MPs of West Bengal and 39 MPs of Tamil Nadu are actually involved in their constitutional political campaigning? No. But you wanted it to on today, and that's the reality today. We have questions, government has no answers to it. Okay.
Anuja, how confident you are of bridging that 73 gap? A lot of people are saying there's a gap of 23 in Rajya Sabha. People are saying it's very bridgeable, but 73 in Lok Sabha?
I think when our learned and our most responsible and the leader of all, our Modi ji, is been speaking in the parliament, and he's speaking with a conviction. He has come up with a roadmap. Haven't you seen where Bharat has gone in whole of the world? There is a conviction. There is a vision. There is a vision to Nari Shakti. There is a vision to southern states. There is a vision to all the situation which is happening on the ground. Why? When Modi ji has also said that when we talk about panchayat, these are the very people they never questioned. Oh, le lo. That's the time they would say. They say, okay, take it. Now, when we talk about it in the Lok Sabha, when we talk about it in Vidhan Sabha, we're talking about the situations, they have a stomachache. Why they have a stomachache? They have a stomach ache for everything which is for the reform, for Bharat, for India. There is a stomach ache for them. They will question each and everything about it, Kartikeya. You must have done many debates. You must have seen what is the Congress face. And that is why they lose. They talk about EVM. That is why they lose. They don't want to give a stand in the parliament for the women. The women. I have also seen Priyanka Gandhi. Where is she standing? They have never put her forward in any way. Sonia Gandhi, Sheila Dikshit, and where is Priyanka Gandhi? So when we're talking about, they are just trying to, I feel very sad. I feel like I'm begging. You know, this is what is happening. We're begging. I am a very well-educated person. When we're talking about this and we're talking about the women who work in our house, they are the ones who should be going. And where is Modi ji? Who was the one? Who he was? He was an OBC. What are they talking? You talking about OBC and OBC. What about the OBC when you were there in 2010? There was no OBC at that time. Huh? There was no OBC at that time. When you could have done the OBC at that time also, Parliament was the same. Now they're shouting OBC, OBC, OBC. You think we are against OBC? We are with the Adivasis. We are with OBCs. We have the people on the ground for within that system. And quota, quota. What about general quota? Did I ever ask to anyone, even if it is school, in teachers, in any system, did any general person has asked, what about us, sir? You always talk about quota within quota. You are taking the quotas from the general bodies. Did we ever question? Because we are happy to give it to everybody. Okay. They're all the time, they are talking about it. They all the time, they are always hungry.
No, Anuja, you have a point. Yes, I covered that. I was in that session. The marshals were deployed. You know, that midnight drama that took place, the cameras went blank. Yes, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, there was no quota within quota in that quota bill. There was no OBC quota.
Oh, Kartikeya, the Bharatiya Janata Party leadership does not listen to her saying that you're taking quota away from general category, because, you know, as per their leadership, they are the proponents of the social justice, and I hope they don't take notice of this fact. And when she talks about, you know, from the first opening statement, she's talking about Rajiv Gandhi ji government. Let me tell you how 73rd and 74th Amendment Act was first. Every political party, there was a discussion, there was a consensus building. And do you know Anuja Kapoor, who voted against the 73rd and 74th Amendment, which brought 14 lakh women from grassroots into the political representation? Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lal Krishna Advani, Ram Jethmalani and Jaswant Singh voted against it. Can I ask you, when did your party was formed? Have you had any national women president in Bharatiya Janata Party? No. Let's talk about your parallel body, the body there which runs actually Bharatiya Janata Party behind the closed spaces. Any women Sar Sangh Sanchalak till now? No. So let's don't give up this, you know, false cry of ki hum women, hum women, hum women. What you are doing, we are asking you plain simple fact, dealing it with delimitation. And if you have the guts and if you actually care about women representation, if you actually care about the women empowerment, idhar-udhar ki baat mat karo. You know, ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, ye nahi kiya. Delink it with delimitation and introduce it tomorrow, and every political party will support it.
Okay.
But wo nahi karenge aap. Because that's not your intention.
Okay.
Women reservation was never your intention.
Dr. Tripathi. Anuja, can you wait for a minute? Let me just take quick reactions from Ajay and Dr. Nimi Rastogi, and then I'll come to you. You know, both of them have been patiently waiting. I'll come to you. Ajay, you had raised your hand.
Yes. I heard the word conviction for Prime Minister Modi. Where was that conviction when he was talking about 15 lakh and 2 crore naukri and bringing black money to the country? Where was this conviction then? And now he speaks with conviction. Second point. When we talk about quota within quota, I hear some do not like. Okay, forget the quota. Jiski jitni sankhya bhari, uski utni bhagidari. Let's stick to this. Jiski jitni sankhya bhari.
ये तो कांचीराम का स्टेटमेंट, ये तो कांचीराम ने बोला था.
या ओके, जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी उसकी भागीदारी आप रहने दो.
कांचीराम बसपा का स्टेटमेंट बोल रही हैं.
And if you implement this, of course there's going to be quota. Even the general one, if you talk about, even the quota one, if you talk about, जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी. So it should be like that. The representation should be like that. As of now, Parliament is underrepresented. So until and unless you include women from every section of the society, how can you think about empowerment?
What am I feeling?
If you talk about women empowerment, you have to include women from
what am I
all
absorbing?
sections of society.
I think the entire Indian politics is, the heartbeat of the Indian politics is OBC politics. Isn't that true?
Of course. I mean, if you take the fact that you
It
have
is
to win
about
election,
participation.
and if you win the
Participation
50s,
of
60s,
every
70s, 80s, 90s.
if you win election, if you want to win election, you have to woo the caste bloc which has the maximum
that's the
number of
dominant
votes.
caste.
I mean, if you look at the politics of Bharatiya Janata Party, you know, from being party known as Brahman Baniya Party, you know, post 2014, it made a very tectonic shift and, you know, then started what you can very safely say the OBCization of the BJP and the national politics per se. Because, you know, the Prime Minister himself is an OBC.
A lot of people use the word subaltern Hindutva.
Subaltern Hindutva, OBCization, you can call whatever you want to, but I'm saying that, you know, that the wooing of the largest bloc it's not like as if it's unfair, you know. I mean, in politics you do it, and you know, if you ask me personally, my only grouse against political parties is my only, and this is personal, this is nothing. You know, when people talk about 33% reservation, and it is pan parties, like, you know, the Congress party also, the BJP also, and other parties also. If you want to implement 33% reservation, you can start with your own party. You know, you can start making sure that 100 tickets I'm going to give out of which I'm going to give out 33 tickets to women.
Well, a lot of critics say that, you know, they would give seats which they are going to lose to women.
See, that thing can, you can always say that, you know, you give seats to your favorites. So you can, if your intention is honest, then you will give tickets to women on seats which you are strong. It's only about intention. If you give women the seats in which they are going to lose, this means that your intention is not honest. Okay. The question is about honesty of intention.
Okay, Dr. Nimi Rastogi, and then I'll go to Anuja.
Kartike, since 2011, more than 25 crore people have been added to the demography of India. That's the number, like some countries to put together, this number becomes realistic. So the only incongruous thing is that you're making a new policy, you're making a new bill, you're basing it on old archaic proportions, even the health indices, your male-female ratio, your growth rate, your birth rate, mortality rate, everything is different now. So why not wait for another 6 to 8 months, have the fresh census, and then plan something which is going to last us for a long time, and is going to make tectonic shift in the progress of the country. So the technical difficulty that Modi ji is talking is this, you know, why refer to the old census, why not the new? All this quota and quota, all this is obvious because we are a diverse country. You can't wish away the caste politics. You can't wish away that we were all one. So this is, you have to take it for granted.
Okay. Anuja, to you.
I would only say that when I see so many women representatives who are sitting here, I don't know why they are obliged to speak.
I wish I had more.
You know.
I wish I had more.
No, I respect all the women who are
sitting here. You know,
Anuja,
in my MA, and to the credit of enlightened teachers I had in Delhi School of Economics, I had a gender as a paper, and there were only 2 boys, and there were I think 34 girls, and there were only 2 boys. And a lot of people had come and asked me, why have you taken gender? It's just because of the gender? I said, no, because I just want to be there. Because it was then fashionable to take, you know, papers like method, theory, you know, rural India. But I took gender, and it has stood me in good stead.
I congratulate you that you have a you know, heart, a warm heart to stand next to the women and, you know, push them forward also. And then also
we have a very women-friendly newsroom. You know, Anuja, in my newsroom, you know, our output editor is a woman, our YouTube editor is a woman, you know, our PCR is being held by a woman. So, you know, 70% of the workforce of News9 is women. 70%.
It's such a music to our ears. And I would just say that is what I was talking about. I'm not against the women who are sitting here and talking, but I'm understanding that you are also belonging to the same place where we are also sitting. Why not come together and let's move it forward? It has to come forward. What happened with delimitation, what census? Amit Shah ji has said that the census is going to happen, and he said that Jati Janganna is going to happen and it is going to be done. Why should we wait? Why you are giving a lollipop? You know, we have been giving a lollipop for 30 years. We don't want to have a lollipop. It is us. We are deciding this. This is the Nari Shakti who is deciding it. That we want it now. We want it to be happening in 2029. Pandemic came, we couldn't do the census. Now it is going to be happening in another, I don't know what time things are going to come up, when it's going to come up. So, census and delimitation. Delimitation is giving the base to each and every woman to come on the ground and talk about it. When we talk about vocal, local for vocal, that is what it is. All this beti bachao, beti padhao, kiske liye? What is the point? Ghar mein baithne ke liye nahi na. So you have to come to the parliament, speak about it. Who is going to be your voice, yeah? No, if I even come out from BJP and I think neutrally, what is he doing wrong? Tell me, what is he doing wrong in this? He's talking about us only. He's talking about us to be there in the center. We are there when we are flying the combat jets and we're talking about becoming a pilot. Why can't we do it all?
I also feel that in terms of representation, the real issue in terms of gender politics is also not about numbers. I think the larger issue, Brijesh, is that women should be at the decision-making levels. You see, the problem in the Indian society is you can staff your entire corporate office or the government offices with women, but they are not in the position of taking decisions, Women as decision makers are also important and perhaps equally important after the number game, number game is important. They have to be there, and from there, the decision makers come. But the women at the decision making level are equally important, and I think that's where the entire discussion should move. You can get women in the parliament. How many of them are ministers? How many of them get to become foreign secretaries? How many of them get to become defense secretaries? How many of them get to become home secretaries? I think that's where the proof of the pudding is in eating it.
It's a systematic overhaul. I have seen, majority of the people who, when they talk about women participation, when they talk about creating an environment which is women friendly, I have seen a lot of it, and, a majority of the time, and by majority, I mean more than 75% of the time, is just the glib talk. You may hire 5 women to show that, we have hired.
But they will not have a decision-making
representation. They won't have decision-making power. Yes. They don't have this thing. And political parties also are equally guilty.
Yes, Anuja. Okay, you wanted to comment?
I just wanted to say that I don't want Rabri Devi syndrome. Please. This is what was happening. People used to believe that Rabri Devi is sitting there and the man is holding her. No, we don't want that. We have our own conscience. We can work. We have a mind. We have raised kids, yeah. We want to be in the parliament. I don't know. I think about my 3 sisters also are sitting. We all want to be in the parliament.
Okay.
We want our girls to also be. This is going to be a historic moment, Kartike. This is not only going to be with me. It is going to be for my future, also for my future girl children or for the other people. We don't want a Rabri Devi syndrome. Oh, this woman is being taken care by the men, or Vidhan Sabha. She's been taken care by that. It means we are zero.
No.
We don't have anything to do with that. Is what we are coming
Pooja, you wanted to come in. I need to close. Ijaya, okay, you wanted to come in. Ijaya.
Very elitist way of saying it. Rabri Devi ji has also raised 9 children, and Rabri Devi ji, she held her own fort. So saying I don't want Rabri Devi syndrome, I think I want every state of the country to have Rabri Devi, and I want every state of the country to have Anuja Kapoor too. We cannot have an elitist point of view. I don't want a Rabri Devi syndrome.
Okay, Ijaya, quickly.
And we ensure representation which is fair and just. Again, I'm using fair and just. Many more Rabri Devis, many more Mayavatis, many more Sonia Gandhis will come up and
okay, Ijaya.
That's very insulting to
Ijaya.
I mean, it appears as if you want to give reservation to women. You link it with delimitation, which means until and unless you draw new constituencies, you are not going to adjust 33% women in the parliament. You have 543 seats now. Why not give 33% out of 543? You will create new constituencies and then adjust 33%.
Women. I wish I would have given you more time, but I've really run short of time. I wish all the best for the women reservation bill, but nothing depends on me except my wishes, because wishes are not the horses. Thank you all of you. This was on point 1. Thank you, Brijesh, for joining me. But to my viewers, after a short break, I'm going to come back and we are going to talk about an important decision which the Supreme Court has made today.
पता है ये लंबी सी मेट्रो लाइन क्यों बनी? सिर्फ इसलिए ताकि पापा जल्दी घर पर आए और ये दोनों उनकी गोदी में छलांग मार पाए। देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट अल्ट्राटेक में हम मानते हैं, बनेगा तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता